Um, my presentation topic is learner beliefs versus learner strategies, a review of the literature. Uh, if we think about the philosophies of teaching, here comes one very important philosophy: belief system. Belief system can be teachers, can be learners, it can be other stakeholders. A student's learning belief can be changed when you will make it practice for the strategies. However, there are certain relationships and differences between the student's belief system and the choice of strategies. Learning belief may have effect on language strategies, and sometimes language strategies may have changes one language belief. Introduction. Learner belief can be defined as what a learner believes about his learning. For example, if we think belief about nature of English, it means the most difficult part of learning English is learning grammar. That means for the students think that grammar is the most difficult part, and the way actually grammar presented, the way it is taught, it is not in a communicative manner. And GTM learner believe that uh, uh, la- uh, grammar is the thing. Grammar is a thing of rote learning. In case of speaking language, none of us is flawless, and this is learner's belief. Um, in case of to be a good speakers, and they have to know lots of phrases and idioms, and that belief about, if you think belief about teaching, that they have to explain grammar explicitly to the learners. They have to explain all the grammar rules. There are some certain learning strategies. These are study phrases, like um, um, to improve our vocabulary, we can study phrases. That's why we can use it in our speaking or when we make any conversation. Then practice creating when we speak or when we listen another other speakers. Then we can communicate them or we can analyze them. They will improve our creativity. Practice pronunciation. uh, if we make conversation in English or in our second learning language in our daily life, it will help us to practice our pronunciation. And another is reading every day for a little time. Uh, Reading every day for a little time is very helpful rather than reading weekly for a long time. And integrating languages to our daily life. Uh, daily life we can integrate language in case of writing anything, or we can write daily basis diary. It will improve our writing. We can make conversation with our family members or our friends. Um, we can watch TV series. We can watch news, we can read books, we can read newspaper. This will help us to um, improve our language learning. A literature review. Learner belief. Learner belief is a concept where a learner has his own opinion about which method is more useful to learn his language. Learner belief can vary from one to another, and everyone has their own perception about their belief. Actually, learning belief creates some remarkable differences among some learning factors. Learner belief influences the process and product of learning system. Sometimes beliefs are seen as misconception or as a myth, and learner belief actually varies for the context, and it is experience based also. And learner strategies. Learner strategies are the actions which are taken by the learners to improve their second language. Language learning strategies have a broader goal to help the learners to achieve their learning goal and improving their knowledge towards target language. There are subsets of language strategies. These are retrieval strategies, rehearsal strategies, and communication strategies. Then similarities and dissimilarities for learner belief and learning strategies. Relationship between learners' belief and learning language strategies are very important. Um, Strategies are important for learners because they are instrument for active learning and make the learner self-dependent. Learner belief help the learners to develop their strategies, and learning strategies are the key of reaching the goal. Therefore, we can find some similarities and dissimilarities for learner belief and learning strategies. In case of similarities, a common belief of um, language learners that their learning is influenced by the context in which they learn. Therefore, the belief influences towards their behavior, and we know that when a belief is practiced for a long time and learners get benefits, it is used as a learning strategies. Learner has a strong belief about vocabulary that for language learning, vocabulary is important, and there is also a learning strategy that memorizing vocabulary, taking note of new words, practicing sentences with new words actually increase the knowledge and learning capacity of the learners. And in case of dissimilarity, sometimes learners' belief does not match with learning strategies. We have many misconceptions about learning a language which may have no beliefs about learning that language. Um, the belief about learning a language for bilingual learners differ from a monolingual learner. Their strategy may change from one another. Their thinking about sociocultural strategies are different from education system actually. Uh, and learner belief is a thing which happens psychologically and learner's mind feel it as true. However, strategies are practical issue, and if it is not effective, a belief cannot be taken as a language strategy. Um, then the importance of the concept of linguistics. Um, in linguistics, actually in linguistics, the terms learner belief and learning strategies very important. To learn a language, we have to have some goals and follow some rules. These goals are actually learner's belief about his learning, and to achieve the goal, there are some strategies to follow. A good language learner is identified actually as an idol for everyone, and his characteristics are also followed as a language learning strategies. Based on these strategies, students are taught and developed materials for the learner's improvement. And if we think about research or a language course, it is important to know about the concept of the learner, that what is their thoughts and belief about it. It will help actually the instructor to gauge how will change the behavior of the learners according to the methods. It is important to do a survey of the belief of learners, and according to strategies it can be developed. And teaching belief actually is very important for language learning. In a study, if we think teacher, what is belief, what is teacher's belief, most of the time it is published as strategies for his students. Actually, belief actually divided into context and therefore actually important to follow teacher beliefs increase learners proficiency level. The relationship between learner belief and learning strategies. um, Learner belief actually has an impact for choice of learning strategies. Actually, there is an unconditional relationship between belief and strategies. Our belief system influences the strategies of learning system. Uh, Learner belief is difficult to define. However, we can state our statement to it. Sometimes, actually, belief considered as metacognitive knowledge. On the other side, belief can be established as learning strategies when it works very well. Actually, therefore, the relationship between belief system and strategy is very close and they are dependent on one another. Learner belief and this in discussion, learner belief and learning strategies are very important. This importance is not only for the actually English language learner. Other language learners also get get benefit from this. Many scholars have their opinion about learner beliefs and strategies. Some people think beliefs cannot be happen as true statement, while strategies are different from them. They think that belief actually cannot work for learning. It is actually one kind of myth. One learning method strategies as useful to learn a language. If we think about a teacher belief, a teacher always try to apply those methods to his students which are actually useful for him he has done in his learning period. Learner have a belief on that a teacher always a well wisher for his students and therefore they always follow their teacher. Students also have a belief that their teacher always explain them all the grammar rules and it is teacher's responsibility to ready all the materials for students. And actually, a teacher can only give some instructions to reach their goal. Teacher can teach grammar in a communicative way. Therefore, student can find the rules. Use of language is more important instead of memorizing grammar rules. Some learner beliefs are also very helpful to fulfill learning goals. Reading newspapers, article will help us improving our reading skill, watching news, movies, and these help our listening, improve our listening skill, practicing conversation, and writing journals, critical analysis of articles. These will keep us practicing for a good writer. Um, Another good way to improve learning language is practicing study every day, which I mentioned before. Then in conclusion point, if I make it conclude that actually relationship between beliefs and language learning strategies. Beliefs are sub-factors of using strategies. Strategy practices also have done based on students' attitude and their practice. However, unsuccessful language learners have a negative belief about language learning strategies. They think English as a difficult language and they do not have the capacity to learn this. On the other side, successful language learners have a positive attitude towards their capacity. Learning belief are socio-cultural based opinion and learner strategies actually build up with this cultural belief of learners. Thank you.